Tonight, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Carolina Panthers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Just a moment ago, the lights, the cameras, the action, all the pyrotechnics, everything was ablaze, everything was allowed here at Bank of America Stadium as Carolina emerged from their tunnel. And we are ready to go as the Panthers get set to match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there was also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 7 carries, 51 yards.
And only 7 carries in last week's game. And I just don't know how any runner can really get loose and feel like they're into the game with that few carries. You've got to get that number up to around 15.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw here. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
2nd and 6. And Olsen over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll look to throw. And he finds his man, the tight end Olsen. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
But enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Touchdown, Panthers! Michael Gallup, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled into 20. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Throwing on 1st down. Bradshaw forced out to his left. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Bradshaw. Over the middle, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Harris. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. 27-yard line for a first. Operating from the gun, Bradshaw. Throw right side, taken in by Swan. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. A carry here for the big tight end. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there, relied on the big guys up front, and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell Burrow a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage. That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Good, solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
2nd and goal from the 1. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Boswell good with the extra point. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
He finds his man, complete. That's Bird. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. He finds Smith out of the backfield.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Just a yard to go here on 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Back to throw again. And caught left side, Olsen. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 3. He's got Smith here. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll look to throw. And that one incomplete as it breaks a string of 8 straight pass completions.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He wasn't.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. This from 42 yards out. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just 1 play. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A final shot before break. Bradshaw, he's going to let this one go deep. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off near the 34. So it's halftime here in Charlotte with the Panthers out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lucas Oil Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Deshaun Watson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head to AT&T Stadium as we check out the Cowboys at home in Dallas. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. Ben DiNucci leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Colt McCoy, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudens and Charles.
The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here he is the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Looking to throw on second down. Bradshaw. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
To throw on third down. Bradshaw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey on the give. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown. DJ Moore. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects, and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Now a throw over the middle, and he's got it to start the drive. That catch good for only a couple. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And for a 2nd straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Looking to throw. Bradshaw. And hauled in by the tight end Miller. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On 1st and 10, Bradshaw. He'll complete this one to Swan. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 3rd and short, going with their tight end. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 1st down, Bradshaw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a couple. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, get me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A give to Harris. And not much running room. Down to the 32. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
To throw on 2nd down, Bradshaw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, defensively, they haven't let it. Just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incomplete.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. They'll drop to throw. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. We'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Second and 9 now. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. The Panthers on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be third and forever. We'll check on his status when we get back. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And the Steelers set to take the field. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Second down and 7. They run with Harris. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Harris. A gain of 3, second down.
And that was a good collision right there. And I know this as a former defender. If you're playing linebacker, you're going through a checklist on every play on who you think's going to get the ball and where you think the ball's going to go. Rarely do you expect the fullback position to get it. And on that play, you do it. So you got to steel yourself at that point because the contact is going to be strong. Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Bradshaw flushed out right. He's got it to Swan, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Heady on that one, huh? Getting out of bounds before the 2-minute warning. They get an extra timeout, extra opportunity to move the ball downfield. Very smart football.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Back to throw. Bradshaw. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wide open, that's Clark. They lost him. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 25-yard line. Looking to throw. Bradshaw got a man. It's Swan complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Throwing on first down. Bradshaw. He's got his tight end Freiermuth over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. They'll run. Here's Harris. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point now by Boswell. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. They start on the ground. This is Stewart on first. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation. And taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They keep it on the ground again to Stewart. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. And they cannot do anything to stop the clock defensively. 3 straight wins to start the campaign now.
And this is where a team privately, within the confines of their own room, their meeting rooms, the locker room, they start to think to themselves, we're pretty good. We should be a playoff team.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, one thing that you and I featured as a storyline was that they were facing the NFL's #1 defense coming in, and they really took it right to them.
Yeah, they didn't blink, did they? And instead of just saying to themselves, let's make sure that we minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative-type game. They attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise when you do that.
So for Carolina, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town.
today. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Baltimore Ravens.
We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Ravens, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
What I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll begin by running the option. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jackson going to hold on to it again. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Jackson from the shotgun. Got a man. It's Brown. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, He's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Throwing now, Stewart. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Clark. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
3 yards the gain there, second down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 34-yard line. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now Stewart on 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Stewart. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sidelines thinking to themselves and expressing, just keep going. We're doing pretty well. That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing out of the shotgun, it's Stewart. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Here's Stewart to throw it. And Stewart lost the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. A big boy earning his lunch. That's what you call rumbling with the ball, Charles.
Big man with football. He wasn't just earning lunch, Brandon. He was earning dinner. He was
midnight snack.
Everything that you could possibly do, he did it on that play to pick up the ball and go.
The extra point up and good. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From the gun, it's Stewart. The open man is Clark, complete.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Stewart sets to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. A first down carry here for Johnson. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Eluding the pressure right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick-6 and a Raven touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Vedvik now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. And following the pick-6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're not panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stewart. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, it certainly doesn't matter if it's on this play.
They will throw on first down with Stewart. Escaping the pressure right. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. On the ground with a tight end. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for two. They'll try and run it here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, since this new two-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 6. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Jackson now. He finds his man, complete. That's Johnston. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 3rd down. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that is incomplete.
I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
This will be taken at the 10. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
2nd down, here's Stewart. Being chased out left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Looking to throw. Stewart throwing the out route incomplete. That's Clark. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the first down right near the 24. On fourth down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. Good footwork at the 30. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Jackson. Flush to his Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down the defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 2nd and a yard. Back to throw. Stewart flushed out right. He's got it complete to Clark. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation, you have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And Boswell's kick is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll get started over at the Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. And they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From Chicago, we head north to the home of their rivals as we check on the Packers at home in Lambeau. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. The Jets looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Gary Brightwell, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. In the game you're watching, we've seen a strong first half out of Lamar Jackson. His guys have the lead as we get you back up to Heinz Field and say hello once again to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Looking to throw. Stewart. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They hand off to their big tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They run with Harris. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. On the ground, it's Harris. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
To throw again on second down. Jackson looking here for Smith downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. Third and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. Terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. On first down, Stewart. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run on first down. Johnson, and he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at second and goal.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for 2. They're going to try and run. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Fields this way up at the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A gain of 6 there on first. On second down, it's Lewis.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. He finds his man complete. It's Clayton. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Ravens on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it. Lewis. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Oh, that's Smith, a nice catch. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. This will be caught inside the 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Jackson running again. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lewis. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And with that, they will move ahead by 2 here in the fourth. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Throwing to start the drive. Stewart. And he whips that one incomplete there. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stewart throwing the out route incomplete. It's Ward. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Eluding the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Back to throw. Stewart escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They go to Johnson again. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, you should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On first down, Johnson, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll hand it off now, Johnson. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They'll run it with Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boswell's kick is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth, but there is still time left for a final down.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down 18-17, a minute 14 to go. Now their lead is evaporated, but they still have a shot on first down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Ravens moving quickly here as the clock runs. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Smith. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
He's going to let it fly. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And the Steelers have just about sewn up this football game. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory.
And there it is, the standard symbol. Taking a knee means that one team won, and the other one obviously lost the ball game. But now that team that won is 2-2. After the first 4 games, I think they're okay with a 2-2 start. Not overly happy, but at the same time, not depressed either.
You mentioned to me breaking down a season in quadrants. So the first quadrant is kind of a check, as you said, for okay. Not great, not bad.
Yeah, right now they're just holding serve. They look forward to their next 4. Maybe they can make a surge there.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Pittsburgh, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a match